Hello, welcome to Yoga Today. My name's AMAR. Today's class will be focusing on healthy and happy shoulders. I hope that you can join us. Let's get little longer. Okay, yeah. Hello, welcome to Yoga Today. My name's AMAR. Today's class will be focusing on healthy and happy shoulders. The nature of our lifestyle pulls our shoulders forward on our chest, which creates a lot of tension in the shoulders and the neck. Today's class will teach us how to move the shoulders toward the back plane of the body, bringing freedom to the shoulder movement. So let's get started. We're filming today in beautiful Moab, Utah, and joining us is Jess. Thanks for being here. So you'll need a strap and a blanket for today's class, and I'd like for you to fold a blanket into thirds so there's some thickness to your blanket. So we're going to start laying on our backs. So placing your blanket at the top of the mat, turn yourself around so your feet are facing the back of your mat, and very gently, I'd like for you to roll your spine down to the floor. And bend your knees, turn your palms upward, create a little space between you, your head, and the blanket. And then bend your elbows and grab the sides of your mat with your hands. Push your hands and your feet away from you as you start to drag your upper shoulder skin down your back, feeling the mat catching the shoulder skin and pulling it away from your neck. Then just relax your arms to your sides. Keep your knees bent, and the entire time you're pressing your heels down and forward so you feel this tractioning action in the neck and shoulders. Neutralize your pelvis so you feel your sacrum against the floor, and then soften your frontal ribs towards your back body, starting to feel your lower back ribs against the floor. Notice if your shoulders pop forward here. So we're going to start to just rotate the arms externally several times, pressing the upper arm bone and shoulder down, and then release. Press the upper arm bone and shoulder down, externally rotating your arms, and release. Press your upper shoulder and arms down, thumbs toward the floor, and release. Keep going like that. And notice when you do this, do you do it from your shoulder or do you do it from your rib cage? So keep your rib cage soft. Roll the shoulders down toward the floor, release. Roll the shoulders down toward the floor, release. Couple more times. Press down, release, press down. Feel each time you press down, keep going, the shoulder blades working towards the spine and the muscles between your shoulder blades knitting together. Relax the back of your head. 2 more cycles. Press your shoulders down, release, press your shoulders down, release. Now, flex your feet and drill your heels forward and down into the floor as you start to slide your legs towards straight. Press your feet into an imaginary wall and then root your femurs, your upper thighs, down toward the floor. Now notice how that creates a strong curve in your lower back. I'd like for you to keep the natural curve in your lower back, but soften your frontal ribs towards your back body, knitting the ribs together so your lower back ribs press down into the floor. Keep your thigh bones rooted. So there's a little tug-of-war action happening here between your thighs and your ribs. As you press the backs of your legs down, ribs want to pop up. Keep the backs of your legs rooted and soften your ribs down. Take a deep inhalation, reach your arms up and over your head, and rest your arms on the blanket. Now notice, when you reached your arms up and over your head, did you do it from your ribs popping forward? Root your femurs down and soften your floating ribs down, feeling the lower back ribs releasing to the floor. Now reach from your armpits to your elbows, from your elbows to your fingertips, and relax any tension in the neck. Relax your jaw. Take a few more breaths here. Deep, smooth inhalation. Long, complete exhalation. Deep, smooth inhalation. Long, complete exhalation. Good. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Release your arms down to your sides. Bend your knees. Gently roll onto your right side. Slowly press yourself upright. Spin your legs around and find a comfortable seat. So in this comfortable seat, I'd like for your heels to organize underneath your knees. If you need to support your buttocks with your blanket, you can move your blanket and place it underneath your hips. Okay? Take your arms out in front of you with your palms turned up, thumbs turned out, like you're balancing a platter of chocolate-covered strawberries. Now pull your elbows back toward the back of your ribs. Pull your elbows back. So behind the seam of your shirt. Yeah. And just feel what happens when you do that. Feel the engagement between your shoulder blades. And just do that a few times. So pulse your shoulders and elbows back. 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 Now keep your elbows back and open the arms. Feel the muscles between the shoulder blades. Feel the external rotators. And then close your arms. Inhale, open. Press your thumbs back. Exhale, close. Good. Each time you open the arms, feel the movement of the shoulder blade down the back and towards each other. And then close. Feel the movement of the shoulder blade. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Once more. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Good. From here, serve your chocolate-covered strawberries forward, and then cross your right elbow over your left elbow. Bend your elbows and bring your hands together. Now, if this is too much for you, just cross your hands to your shoulders. Otherwise, zip your fingers together, spin your thumbs towards the midline, and lift your elbows to the height of your shoulders. Then press your hands gently forward. Breathe smoothly through your nose. Release your tongue. Relax your jaw. Inhale, breathe between your shoulder blades. Exhale all of your air. Inhale, breathe between the shoulder blades. Exhale, release your arms down. Good. Turn your palms up. Serve your chocolate-covered strawberries forward. Cross your left elbow over your right, bend your elbows, and spin your thumbs to the midline. Zip your fingers together, lift your elbows to the height of your shoulders, and then press your hands forward. Remember, if this is too much for you, you can just take your palms to your shoulders, feeling the stretch predominantly on the top shoulder arm. Breathe freely through your nose, and just notice the different movements of the shoulder that we've been taking thus far. So moving the shoulder in all of the different directions that it can potentially move is what brings health to the shoulder girdle. So a healthy and happy shoulder girdle is a shoulder girdle that can move in all directions. Take a deep inhalation here. Squeeze your hands together. Spin your thumbs towards the midline and exhale. Release your arms down. Very nice. Okay. So rise up onto your feet and organize your feet so they're hip width apart. You're going to turn your left palm forward with the thumb out. And then you're going to bend your right elbow and grab your left bicep with your right hand. Now, if this feels too far away from your reach, then you can place a strap around your left upper arm and grab the tail end of the strap with your right hand. So standing here, just noticing When we were laying on the floor, we were working the knitting of the ribs towards the back body. So even here, I'd like for you to bend your knees just a little bit. Soften your floating ribs back towards the wall behind you, and then slowly straighten your legs by rooting your upper thighs back, but keep your ribs soft. So as you open across the chest here, it's really happening from the shoulder blades and from the shoulder rather than your ribs popping forward. Take one more breath and exhale. Release. Second side, turn your right palm forward, thumb out. Good. Take your left arm out, internally rotate your left upper arm, and reach for your right upper arm with your left hand. Once again, if you can't reach for the hand, you place a strap around your upper arm and you grab the tail of the strap with your left hand. Bend your knees once again. Soften your floating ribs back, and then keeping your floating ribs back, start to straighten your legs by rooting the tops of your thighs back. Notice if you did that from your ribs popping forward. Soften your ribs, and now widen through your collarbones. Look straight ahead, not down. Just feel sensation. Be with that sensation. Turn your presence completely towards your breath. And on your next exhalation, gently release your hands. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the first side. Turn your palm forward, thumb out. Take your right arm out, internally rotate your right upper arm, and then reach for your left upper arm. Now, bend your left elbow and grab a hold of your right elbow. Broaden across your collarbones. Once again, bend your knees. Soften your frontal ribs back. Notice if you do this work from your lower back and your ribs, keeping your ribs quiet as you slowly straighten your legs, upper thighs back. Now, as you root your upper thighs back, engage just a little bit the base of your glutes. Look straight ahead, soften your eyes. Take one more deep inhale. Exhale, release your arms. Now, turn your right palm forward. Reach your left arm out, internally rotate the arm, grab the upper right arm right above the elbow, then bend your right elbow and reach for your left elbow. Now notice, I'm really loosey-goosey in my lower back and ribs, so every time I do this, I have to check myself again and again and again. When you think you got it, just check again, because that's usually when you're furthest away from truth. So bend your knees, root your tail, soften your frontal ribs, and then press your upper thigh bones back, root your tailbone down, look straight ahead, widen across your chest cavity, and breathe. Feel your breath from the back of your chest to the front of your chest as you inhale. Feel your belly scoop in as you exhale. One more deep inhale. And exhale, release your arms. Good. From here, interlace your fingers in front of you. Press your palms forward now until you feel a stretch through the heel of the palm, through the fingers. Take a deep inhalation and reach your arms up. Now notice, do you lift your arms from your ribs popping forward? Soften your ribs back and reach taller. Now try to press your index finger knuckle up faster than your little finger as you squeeze your arm bones towards your face. Keep a slight bend in your knees. It's barely visible to someone. Press your thighs back and soften your frontal ribs back into your back body. Inhale, deeply reach up. Exhale, release your arms down. Good. Now interlace your fingers the opposite way you normally interlace the fingers, the way that feels awkward to you. Press your palms forward. Stretch the palm and feel the sensation in the palm. Then inhale, reach up. Yeah, slight bend in your knees. Scoop your belly in. That's it. Floating ribs back, and then go up. Reach from your armpits to your elbows to your palms. Press the index finger side of your hand up. Exhale, release your arms down. Good. Now take your arms behind you, interlace your fingers behind your back, and then just reach from your shoulder to your elbow to your wrists, and feel the stretch across your chest. Slight bend in your knees. Scoop your belly in, soften your floating ribs back, look straight ahead. And then slowly you straighten your legs by pressing your upper thighs back. Try not to disturb your ribs as you do this. Reach from your shoulder to your elbow, elbow to your fingers. Now bend your knees. Lean forward and stretch your arms over your head. Drop your head. Now notice as you stretch your arms over your head, does the energy move from the wrist to the shoulder? So now move the energy from the shoulder to the elbow to the wrist to keep your shoulders back. Feel the muscles between your shoulder blades knitting together. Drop your head. Inhale. Exhale. Your knees can be bent, laying your belly on your thighs. Again, reach from the shoulder to the elbow, elbow to the wrist. Take one more deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale, root to rise. Reach back from the shoulder to the elbow. And exhale. Release your arms down. Good. From here, you're going to step your legs wide. So your feet separate for Pasarita Padottanasana, and the distance between your feet is approximately a little bit longer than one leg length. So whatever you normally take your feet to, take your feet just slightly wider. Now, feel the bowl of your pelvis here. And feel the floor of the pelvis. And start to neutralize the floor of your pelvis. So how do you have to position your hips for the floor of your pelvis to be parallel to the floor beneath you? In my situation, I have to lift my frontal hip bones and engage a little bit around the glutes. Now, take a deep inhalation. Reach your arms out to the sides. Exhale, your hands to your hips. Roll your shoulders on your back. Keep the floor of your pelvis neutral and start to lift your chest up. Now, as you lift your chest up, your shoulder blades move towards each other and you project your chest to the ceiling. Your chest is open so you can take your head back comfortably. You may feel a stretch in the front of your hips. Keep the floor of your pelvis as neutral as possible. Shoulders roll back. Take one more breath. Exhale, press into your feet. Inhale, rise back up. Good. From here, you may need your strap for this next position. So your arms will come out to the sides. You'll internally rotate your left upper arm, bend your elbow, and take the hand up the back. Then you'll reach your right arm up, bend your elbow, externally rotate the arm, and clasp your fingers or your strap. So you're holding onto the strap with each hand. Inhale, neutralize the floor of your pelvis. Lift up through your chest and throat, leaning your head back. Exhale now, lean forward. Hinge from your hips. Keep your chest brilliant. Lean forward. Drop your head. Squeeze your right upper arm bone into the midline and lift through your thighs. Inhale deeply. Exhale all your air. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Inhale now, steady through your legs. Root down to rise up. Exhale, release your arms back down. Good. Same procedure, second side. Inhale, reach your arms out to your sides. Internally rotate your right upper arm. Bend your right elbow, reach your right fingers up your back between your shoulder blades. Reach your left arm up. Externally rotate your left upper arm. So you start to spin your palm back behind you, then bend your elbow and clasp your fingers. Inhale, neutralize the floor of your pelvis and lift your chest. Lean your head back. Exhale, hinge from your hips as you fold forward. Press your outer feet down, drop your head, and breathe. Now, it's always appropriate to just stay upright here. You don't have to fold forward. Remember, this is a shoulder class, but we're just including the legs because we might as well get a 2-for-1 here. So if you want to fold forward, you take it. One more deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale, root through your feet and slowly rise up. Exhale, release your arms and step your feet together at the top of your mat. Very nice. Okay, so you can get rid of your strap for the time being. You're going to come down onto your belly now. We're going to begin with the left shoulder first, and you need your folded up blanket in front of you for your head. You're going to extend your left arm out to the side from your shoulder. Turn your left cheek to the blanket. Slide your torso over to the right a little, hips to the right, and then roll over onto your left hip. Take your right foot, place it behind your left leg. Take your right hand in front of your chest and just tent the palm so your right elbow is bent. Now very gently and slowly, you can use your right hand, push the floor away from you with your right hand to start leveling your chest. So the chest opens to the right. Now, if you'd like, you could bend your left knee and place your left heel right above your right knee. Roll from your right elbow to your right shoulder as you plug the arm back. And start to release the inseam of your left arm into the ground. Breathe here. Smoothly, gently. Feel the sensation. Be with the sensation. Notice, where do you go when you contact sensation? Can you stay with it? Be present with it. Inhale, lift your right arm up. And exhale, start to extend your right arm back. Just let gravity do this. Move slowly. If it's too much pressure in the left shoulder, if it's too much of a stretch, you just keep your right hand down. Take one more deep breath in. And exhale, release your right hand. Release your left foot. And turn back onto your belly. Good. Prepare for the second side. So you're going to take your right arm out to the side, shoulder down, turn your head so your right ear rests on the blanket, and then roll over onto your right hip. Your left foot comes behind you, and as best as possible, try to align from your shoulders to your hips. So notice if your hips are forward or behind your shoulder. Then use your left hand like a kickstand, tent the left palm, bend your left elbow over your wrist, and plug from your left elbow towards your shoulder. Now, if you'd like, bend your right knee and place your right heel above your left knee in figure 4. Breathe. Resting your head on the blanket. Relax your eyes. Full contact with your breath. Make your mind and your breath one force. If you'd like to take this one step further, lift your left arm and sweep your left arm back, opening your chest a little bit more. Keep your neck long. Notice if you crunch your neck here. So relax the neck by lengthening the back of your skull away from the base of your neck. Exhale, release your left hand and turn back to your belly. Release the leg. Good. Now, you're going to take your left arm, thread it under your chest until your left shoulder comes to the floor. Rest your forehead on the blanket and reach your right arm forward. Start to turn your right chest down. Yeah. And feel the stretch across the outer deltoid. Breathe. So again, just working all of the different movements of the shoulder, starting to learn the different range of motion that the shoulder is capable of. And when you bring your shoulder into all of these movements, and the shoulder becomes healthy and happy. Now, you're going to Bend your right arm. Take your right hand behind your left arm. Bend your left elbow and make like a karate chop hand and rest your left cheek on the little finger side of your left hand. Then reach your right arm forward again and roll your chest toward the floor. And just breathe here. Good, and then take your right hand back alongside your chest, release your left hand, and pull your left arm out. Same procedure, second side. Thread your right arm under your chest. So your shoulder lowers down, your fingers and your shoulder are in the same plane. Turn your left chest towards the floor and reach your left arm out in front of you. Just feeling the stretch through the outer deltoid. Breathe gently as you start to square your chest into the ground. Relax your jaw and your lips. Now take your left hand behind your right arm. Bend your right elbow. Karate chop the right hand. And rest your right cheek on your right little finger. Extend your left arm forward and again try to square your chest toward the floor, resting the right cheek to lower the right hand down. Yeah, that's it. Relax your jaw. And very slowly release. Take yourself out of this bind and turn around, lay it on your back, please. So in this next position, you'll need your strap next to you, and you'll bend your knees and your elbows, grabbing the sides of your mat with your hands. So the elbows bend out to the sides. So we're going to do that same drag that we did in the beginning of class. Drill your heels down and start to push your hands and your feet away from the top of your head. So you feel the skin of your upper shoulder getting pulled down your back. Now, bend your knees a little bit deeper. Keep pressing your heels down and forward and roll your hips up. Grab the strap, place it underneath your hips, and turn your palms up, shoulder distance apart, grabbing the strap. Walk your right shoulder underneath you, then your left shoulder underneath you. Press your heels down and forward to grab the skin of the upper shoulder and to project your hips up. Now break the strap with your arms and feel what happens between your shoulder blades. Stop breaking the strap, feel what happens. Break the strap with your hands, feel what happens. Stop breaking the strap, feel what happens. Now it's clear, break the strap that engages you between your shoulder blades and start to walk your hands closer to each other. Keep breaking the strap. Squeeze your thighs into the midline. Keep breaking the strap, and eventually maybe your hands come to touch and you take your left hand into the palm of your right hand. Still, both of your palms are turned up. Now slowly lower your buttocks towards your hands. And then press your feet down and forward to feel the skin of your upper shoulder being pulled down. Soften your ribs. Feel the sensation in the bicep. Feel the sensation in the front of your deltoid. Feel the opening of your chest. Inhale. Exhale. Lift your hips. Release your arms and lower back down. Again, bend your elbows, grab the sides of your mat, push your heels and your hands forward away from your head to grab the skin of the upper shoulder. And then keep pressing your heels down as you raise your hips up. Grab your strap, palms turn up, hands begin shoulder width apart. Walk your right shoulder under, walk your left shoulder under. Now, drill your heels down, squeeze your thighs towards each other, and break the strap. Stop breaking it. Break the strap. Stop breaking it. So feel the relationship between breaking the strap and lifting your chest. Now walk your hands closer to each other. Keep breaking the strap as your hands come closer to each other. Hands come closer to each other. And eventually, your right hand can rest on top of your left hand. Palms turn up. Now slowly lower your buttocks down. Rest your buttocks on your hands. Walk your feet a little bit away from you and push your feet down and forward to grab the skin of your upper shoulder and arm and pull it down and away from your neck. Feel the sensation, soften your ribs. Be with the sensation. And then ground down. Inhale, lift your hips, release your hands. Exhale, lower your hips down. Take your arms out to the sides, equal distance away from your torso. Extend your legs out in front of you. Let your thigh bones drop. Feel your frontal ribs drop. Your upper arms drop. Close your eyes and be here. Take rest. So now is the time that you marinate in the energy of the practice and the energy that you've generated from this work, the energy of health, the energy of freedom, the energy of space, the energy of being settled. And as you marinate in that energy, just allow your nervous system, your muscle fibers, your psyche to remember this experience, to remember the experience of this energy that you've cultivated within yourself. And remember that it's available to you anytime, anywhere, under any circumstance. Please rest in Shavasana for another 5 to 10 minutes. Thanks for joining us. We hope to see you tomorrow on Yoga Today. Namaste.